Not for
But
50
spending
M's.
50 million on a bench warmer and not a great one. What a waste. What a waste. You know what it's like?
Bench
It's
warmer
like
for
spending, it's like spending money, right, on something that you don't really want, and you're spending a lot of money on it, but just to say you got it. Just to say you got it. Like, I don't see the point. Like, what?
Yeah.
Just to say you got it, like, it'd be like, why are you spending all that money? You know, like,
Now you know what it is. It's like you know when you're on Amazon and you end up buying stuff you don't need. It's like that. It's
But
just
not
add it
even-
to the cart, man. Add it to the cart. We might use it. Like, come on, man.
yeah, buying it, like, it's like, why would you do it?
He's better than Gabriel Martinelli, fam.
Nah, I don't know
Impossible.
about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hey man, you fought a stupid for a wise man. For know it all like yourself, you should have known better, should have covered our tracks. Hey man, you fought a stupid for a wise man. Go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me, go ahead and try me.
Good boy, double bass, recall.
Hello. Mic check, 1, 2. Is anybody there?
Check.
Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you. We back, we back, we back, we back.
That
Yeah.
sounded like from earlier.
DJ Cool, there's a storm.
Do you remember? Do remember?
Dude,
What's going on?
woo!
What's going on, gent?
What about DJ Woo Kid and them? All right, let's not go back. Let's not go back to back because we're here to talk about football, not about music. Anyway, welcome to Don't Trip. We back. It's been a while. It's been a while for me, definitely. But now the new season is shortly upon us. The transfer window is open, and that supposed cup thing that is happening right now that only 8 clubs in the world care about. So that's happening. And first of all, I'll introduce myself. I am JR, and I'll be the host for today. And I want to big up everyone that is also on the show today. The show we have to the right, Buckstar. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, Rockstar here, back. Looking forward to the pod. And like you said, it's been a minute. Good to see everyone.
Blessings. And then we'll go to Don't Trip Trim.
Namaste. How is everybody? Is everyone good?
What is
Yeah,
that?
man, bro.
Where did you come? Number.
I've been meditating, bro.
He went on holiday once. Went on a holiday once and thinks he's cultured. With a wait.
I've been trying to find my inner peace. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting next to flowers, trees, bark, everything. So
I'm saying he had one hot bath with candles and thinks, yeah, I'm with my Zen now.
essential oil.
Man lit one candle.
The last oils that I was called Awaken, it was good. Yeah.
All right, big up. Cairo, big up yourself.
Yes, we're back with another one. Don't trip.
Yeah, even though, listen, I don't know what you're doing, right? Because Cairo, you look like you're in a horror movie, right? You look like something bad is about to happen. Okay, so just be on your toes, because I don't know why it's so dark in there. Like, who you hiding from? Okay.
If you hear a noise, don't go and investigate.
No light in it.
Yeah, what's that?
The ambience.
What's that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then big up Beefy, welcome.
Thank you very much. Love to the people. Yeah, we're here, man. We're here. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, football is a very important thing, but aside from football, we all have lives outside of football, and as most of you be aware, there was a tragic accident involving Diogo Jota, the Portuguese international, and played the Liverpool player. And I think we wanted to just show a little bit of respect for that, and to show our own way of remembering him. I think we had a video or something we're just going to show. If you want to load that up, please.
Inside and scores for NFC. He's a lad from Portugal, player Diogo Jota. Oh, his name is Diogo. He's a lad from Portugal, player Diogo Jota. Oh, his name is Diogo.
Thank you for that. Appreciated it. It was definitely, something that the thing is that we wanted to talk about the start of the new season with Liverpool being the former champions, or current champions of the Premier League. So they're ending dramatic and emphatic way, and then kind of this as the start of the season is quite touching. And respectfully, not to forget the other person who died in the car crash, his brother, Andre Silva, who was 25 and also a professional footballer. And Diogo Jota leaves behind a wife and a few kids. We have a resident Liverpool fan as part of Don't Trip, and I don't know if you want to speak about some of the things that, the way you feel, some of the things that Liverpool have done to kind of react to this tragic loss.
Yeah, it's still a little bit. Well, not even a little bit. It's still quite raw. He was just one of those players that meant a lot to the club. He would, things might not be going the right way, and they'd be like, okay, like Jota's going to come and do something or whatever. He's just great player. He was he had his own type of goal that he used to score as well. Running it, he could score headers. He can score from outside the ball, overhead kicks, everything. He's a brilliant player. Didn't have the best season last season. He was thwarted by injuries, but it's a lot. It's just unfortunate. He just got married just a couple of weeks ago to his high school sweetheart. They've been together for years. He had 3 beautiful children. It was sad, a very, very, very sad situation, and it's one of those things. I guess I think Liverpool were very honourable in sorting out his contract. They're honouring his contract for the next. But he had 2 years left on his contract, so they've honoured that. They're paying for his children's education. It's difficult. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to say, but he will be sorely missed. And Liverpool have also retired the number 20 shirt. There was talks about thinking about whether to postpone the game against Preston North End, but I believe that's still going on. So rest in peace, Diogo, and his brother Andre Silva as well. Very, very unfortunate situation.
Yeah, very much so. Tragedy has hit previously. A few times. We had to play from Cardiff on his way to do the transfer. Famously, we've had the Busby Babes and numerous other kind of times that has happened. But it is a very stark reminder that people will say certain things about footballers and say, you get paid a lot, why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that? But they're still human. They're very much still human. It's sometimes when these things happen, that we recognize that they're human. Sometimes even not as morbid as this, but it just be an injury to someone. You recognize that actually how meaningful it is that they've missed the time. But yeah, I think it was right to kind of talk about it. But yeah, does anyone else
as well? Yeah. One of the things I really liked in the clips in the video that I liked the most was the behind the scenes. Where you get to see his personality, and you could see not only a fan's favorite, you can see that he's a favorite in the dressing room as well with the other players. You can see they gravitate towards him, and he seemed like a big personality, which will definitely be missed, I'm sure. But he's one of them players you can't dislike ever. I mean, you just can't dislike Jota. He's one of those characters. You don't get many of them in football. It's very tribal. But with Jota, he was always one of those that, you could never dislike him. I thought he was a brilliant player. Loved scoring against us, as you know. And it's definitely a big, big miss for the Premier League, but more importantly, for the mother. I know we talk about his wife, and it's so sad. It's only 10 days, but her mother's lost 2 sons. So that must be really hard as well. You don't, as a parent, you don't want to bury your children. She's got to bury, or she had to bury 2. So it must be a really difficult time for the family and that.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, but I'm glad we put that little tribute together because I think it was really nice, and it goes to show that it goes to show that life is short for real, and it doesn't matter if you're in the football world and just in real life, you can relate it. But I love the way the football community comes together, supports each other. I see Everton man taking
that's been brilliant.
It's those are the things that touch you. You think, no matter where you're from, no matter what team you support, you got to show love, and that's the football community always does that. Comes together as one, which is a blessing.
Yeah, you can't beat it, man. No. Yeah, really difficult. And then after all that, then you have to. The other thing is obviously the team themselves have lost out on a very dear and true friend. He was one of those players that he didn't have to be all up in the limelight or flashy, doing all the photo shoots and the this, and he was just an everyday lad that was, he's just there to have a good time and have a good crack, and would work his socks off. You can tell he's a grafter. He just had it. That's just his design. So yeah, it was. And now we have to look at talking about transfers and pre-season, but we've just mourned someone that they've basically been playing in the same team for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he won his first Premier League. He obviously was he won with Portugal the last tournament. So yeah, just a lot.
I always wonder if, in situations like this, if I was like behind the scenes at Liverpool, like situations like in the dressing room before games now, like I imagine the spot where you used to sit and it being empty. Do you know what I mean? And it being empty. I'd put his shirt there, I'd put his full kit there, and I'd make sure every game that his kit is sitting there so the players can sit and remember before you go out. You know what I mean? Like, I think Liverpool players this season are going to try and do it for him, innit? They're going to try and do it for Jota, man. So it's a big motivation for them to try and do something in the way that he probably would want them to do it. So that's probably why the Preston North End game's going ahead, because Jota probably would have wanted it to go ahead. I'm sure.
I think he would.
I
think as well that they have to be mindful of how they go about it, because it could be quite an easy thing to be controlled, because emotions are so high. It could go in the opposite direction. I'm sure it won't. They're professionals and all of that stuff, but yeah, if I'd love for the lads to be able to use that as rocket fuel to do exactly what they need to do. So yeah.
I feel sorry for whoever you got at Anfield first. I feel sorry for that team. I can see them just getting rolled over. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, but like I said, they've got to now think of who's about to come in. No matter what, it's football, isn't it? We're gonna have to get a replacement for Jota. Also, there's new teammates, all of that, new dynamics, new season, new approach. I'm pretty sure that we're not gonna play the same as we did last season. I think it's gonna be a little bit different. So yeah, looking forward to moving forward. I don't know what that means, and it's gonna be difficult without Diogo. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But I think that was a fitting tribute to the young man and his brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Okay. Cool. So the next topic will be transfer talks, which we can connect it directly to Liverpool to start off with. We'll give you the mic and the floor, because putting your personal understanding aside, empathy, that does leave a void in your squad. You've lost a forward, and where I think there were talks of Núñez going, now you've lost Jota. Do you think he'll still go?
Do I think that Núñez will go?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that something happens. I hope he didn't have the best season. Darwin, he's dearly loved at the club. Everybody fights for him and everything. But I just think it's time to maybe go somewhere else. It hasn't worked, and I don't know whether there's been a lot of talks about him moving. Looking at Napoli, I think it looks like the amount that Napoli are looking for and the amount that Liverpool are looking at, there's a small gap, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to get that sorted so that we can get new acquisitions in, some fresh blood to be able to play up front. But again, the sooner that happens, the easier it's going to become for us to move forward for our season. We've obviously got new players that have already been signed. So there's Florian Wirtz, who signed from Bayern Leverkusen, and that was a record. Well, no, it wasn't a record. It was Liverpool's record transfer fee, wasn't it? But it wasn't a Premiership one. For 116.5 mil. And then we got in our left back from Bournemouth, Milos Kerkez. Also Jeremy Frimpong, which I was excited about, obviously after losing Trent. So which was a bit of a spicy one, a bit controversial. And we released his release clause for 29.5 mil. And obviously we bought Georgi Marmadashvili, but he went back out on loan. So yeah, we've been doing.
Has he gone back on loan again?
No. And is now returned. So he'll be
okay.
The number 2 because Kelleher has left us. Yaros has gone to Ajax. So yeah, we've made.
Let me ask you a question, Chuma.
Yes.
Right, back line, yeah, at Liverpool. Yeah, you got Trent, who's gone. There's talk about the left back going. It came out the other day that Konate is interested in Madrid.
Yes.
Kwanzaa's gone. Do you not think there's a bit of an issue at the back there? Potentially.
Not really. I think there's a lot of speculation about stuff. We've had some change happening, but I think that Milos Kerkez had a pretty good season now. I think he'll fit in well. I think the thing to worry about is if Robertson does go, that could be concerning. If you get what I'm saying, because he's brilliant for behind in the changing room, stuff like that. Obviously a brilliant player, Scottish. He was Scottish captain, all of that. So in that sense, there might be a little bit of instability. But if Konate goes, I don't know. He hasn't gone, so I think there's more of a worry if we see them actually signing for these teams, or things happen and things changing. But at this current moment, I can't say that is the case because, all right, if Konate does go and we get Mark Gahey, are we short?
Well, yeah,
I would say you are. I would say you need both of them. I don't think it should be one or the other. I think both are needed there. If someone gets injured, who comes in? That's why I say it's a bit worrying because, you've seen it before where you've got a settled back line and someone gets injured and there's not really anyone to come in to replace them. It kind of unbalances things a little bit. So I just think that if that happens, Liverpool definitely ain't going to be finished in the transfer market because you're going to have to bring someone in. Like you'd have to, I would have thought.
I was going to say the only problem is I can't see out of Konate and Gay who's going to want to sit down. I just they're both going to want the shirt. I mean, to be fair, and I think with Konate, he did say the only team that he would leave for was Real Madrid. But are Real Madrid looking for a centre back? It's all just talk, isn't it? At the end of the day, so.
I think they are. You look at the age of the centre back, Rudiger. He's having a nightmare tonight.
He's too busy looking at his pension.
He's had a nightmare.
How much? Like that. My man took the ball off and scored.
We know that Madrid, and just so you know, I follow Madrid. I follow Arsenal, but I follow Madrid as well.
Yeah.
They'd be looking at Saliba as well. They inquired about Saliba, and we told them he ain't for sale. So they're definitely looking for a centre back, definitely.
Okay, yes, so it's going to be out there still. It's going to be out.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, as well, is the reality is Konate is very, very. He's very good. Like he's very good. He's settled with Van Dijk. They have their connection as teammates. and now they potentially, well, I think the other thing is they will have two new players on either side of them. Do you want to add another third new player? In fact, you could have, I mean, Allison should stay in principle, but if he leaves, right, then that means you could have a new goalkeeper, new right back, new right centre back, new left back. That's a lot of new at one time, right? Which, you know, historically doesn't always bode well because they still need to gel, right? And I suppose, like, if I was Slot, I would be keeping Kanate. Unless I was 100%, not 100% sure, but I believe that I couldn't get a new contract from him and I needed to sell him because he's one of the best young centre backs out there. So if he's not going to sign, then you need to make some money from him. But I just don't think that's Real Madrid's strategy anymore. They'll just say, "We'll just wait for you." They don't need to. I mean, looking at how they're performing now, then yeah, they don't. They do, but they are adjusting. So they're playing three at the back now. So I don't know if it's necessarily about players. It might be about just adjusting to a system. They play three at the back, then 3-4-3. You know, Housen wasn't in the back. He's the young, you know, Spanish prodigy that they're thinking, okay, cool. But they will get either Saliba or Kanate in the next year or so. That is what they're going to do. But the money that they'll have to pay will be a lot, and I don't know if they feel they need to.
I suppose that's kind of what they do, innit? They kind of buy their time, and when strike while the iron. So that's why they end up getting these guys for free because everyone wants to reside to go to Real Madrid as their last destination, or if you get to the pinnacle, that is the pinnacle for every.
That is top of football. You know, that's why their knock is different because if the best team, if their best team in the world says, "Are you interested?" They means yes. Like it's like if Rihanna says, "Are you interested?" It's yes. Like doesn't matter what your contract is. It's yes. A resounding yes. It's like the Big Brother house. It's like X Factor. 3 yeses. That's what it's like. So you have to understand that that's why it's a bit scary when Real Madrid starts knocking around. But that's why we have to prepare good contracts for that. But the final thing on Liverpool, and it'll be nice to hear from Buckstar and Beefy that now there's been a lot of rumors about you buying Isak. And there's new rumors about you buying Rodrigo. What do you think, and how probable do you think it is for you to get those players?
Are you asking me, or you said about
I'll speak on it. Yeah, but basically, I was looking at it, and I was really hopeful for us, Arsenal, to get Rodrigo. But now you've got Liverpool that are there. You've got PSG that are there. Let's not forget that they're interested in Rodrigo. They've actually made contact with Madrid.
I'm not hearing
I feel like we ain't really got much of a chance. What chance have we got? Is that the only chance we got is the amount of time we've had the interest this summer, and that usually is not enough. Do you know what I mean? You've got 2 big clubs here, and I do think if that is genuine interest from Liverpool and PSG, we probably ain't getting him. Who would he pick out of PSG and Liverpool? I don't know. PSG are the top team at the moment. They're winning everything. They're playing amazing football. Would he want to be a part of that young team? Or would he want to go to a Liverpool side that's a very good Liverpool side and start to build something with Slot? I don't know. But I do think it will be one of those two clubs he goes to now, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think he'd be classed as one of the older guys that if he goes to PSG. But would he do you think he will slide in there? Do you think he will slide into their team?
Why not?
I think it'll be difficult. I think it'll be difficult.
Okay. So Kyra, what do you think that what's your thoughts on Rodrigo? What do you think could happen?
Rodrigo.
Again, Liverpool. Do you think he would choose to go Liverpool or to PSG?
PSG have a lot of wingers. I don't know if it makes sense. Obviously, I don't know. It depends what type of player, where his mind is at as a player.
Mm.
The reason why I say that is because PSG have 4 wingers. They play one as a false 9, and they rotate very often. It's obviously a very
Barcola could
good
be going.
attacking
Don't
flow
forget.
state.
Huh?
Sorry,
Barcola could be going.
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
the point, though. That's the point, Buckstar. Why is Barcola going? Because he's thinking, I'm not getting the game time. I'm clearly at the bottom of the 4
Shout.
in the pecking
Shout.
order right now.
Rodrigo's mindset won't be like that. Rodrigo's mindset is that wherever I'm going, I'm playing. That's his
Man's wearing
Yeah,
a
mindset.
but
lucky.
He's been
but
at a
he
club
Man's
ain't
like
wearing a
Madrid.
he's
lucky
fine.
in your
Is he
Rolodex.
willing to play? Is he going to?
But
There's certain places you can go and you can say that. I don't think PSG is one of
he's
them.
not starting ahead of Kvaratskhelia. He's not. He's
There you
not
go.
starting ahead.
Get on
It's
the
like you
bench.
say, they rotate their front 3. He
Yeah,
could easily slot into that team. Easily.
but what's
Pause.
the point of leaving to go and sit on the bench again? Like
Yeah,
Who says he's
you
going to sit
go
on the
sit.
bench?
What's that?
Sometimes a fresh challenge is what you need. Who said he's going to sit on the bench? Why is he
Listen,
going to sit on the bench?
because
It-
they've got one of the best left wingers in the world on
Right
their
now,
team.
and he's
okay,
scary.
so you got Dembele starting.
Yeah.
Kvaratskhelia starting. Who's the other one who's definitely starting?
Desiree Doué.
And he's definitely starting, is he?
100%.
Definitely.
Desiree Doué. And
If you could sign Doué or Rodrigo right now, who are you going for Doué, really?
yeah.
Or are you going for someone who's a serial winner?
Yeah, I
Just
hear
saying.
that.
Doué got
I
man
hear
of
it.
the
I
I
match
hear
hear
in
that.
it. I
Champions
hear
League
it.
I
final.
hear that. But
Doué, I'll
Desiree
tell you what, the
Doué.
last time, even though we lost to PSG, Doué was in Lewis Skelly's back pocket the whole game.
Oh
Did
my! Here
nothing.
we go.
Did
It's all right,
nothing
man.
But
against
you know what?
us.
Yeah,
It's all
but
I'm
right,
you
just
know
man.
what?
saying, Rodrigo,
The thing, but the
He's
thing is,
popping up and getting you them goals, bro.
all right, cool. What did Rodrigo do against us?
Thank you. I was about to say that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to use that as a benchmark because you know what? Our defense is bad. Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
say that.
it
But
is
you
to
see
be fair. It
Kvaratskhelia,
is to be fair.
he looks scary. Desiree Doué, he looks scary against us. So actually,
No, he didn't.
that
Not
boy
against
got
us, he
through.
didn't.
He got
Not
through a
against
few
us, he
times.
didn't. Nah, he
He
didn't look
got
scary
through a
against
few
us.
times.
I was so confident in Lewis Skelly every time Doué was on the ball, and almost every time he intercepted him. Doué did
And
nothing
listen,
against us.
all he had to
Nothing.
do was drift on the inside, in between the centre backs, and
He
then
got
it
some.
was the
Oh,
next thing.
he
It was
got
the next
cooked
thing.
because he weren't doing anything.
Right, but I forgot that Rodrigo
Who
played
had a better
against us.
season? Oh, done it.
So what
Who
difference does
had
it
a better
make?
season? Who had a
That
better
whole
season?
Madrid, that whole Madrid side was poor though. Let's
Nah.
be honest.
Who had a
Yeah,
better
but
season?
I remember Vinicius playing against us. I remember Mbappe playing against us.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
hardly
them.
remember Mbappe. Mbappe didn't do much either. He didn't do
Well,
much.
listen,
Let's be honest.
I get you, but you could see he was active. I knew he played against us. I
Yeah,
knew that.
he was actively getting up every time Saliba knocked him down, bro.
Cool.
Actively getting off the
Fine.
floor.
But what did Rodrigo do?
No one
Just
did
one
anything.
action.
That's what I'm saying. When you're
So
talking
what?
PSG, we got damaged by certain players in their team. Madrid, nobody did anything. Nobody.
So
I'm
who
just saying.
damaged us in their team? What
Yeah.
team got players damaged us in
What
their
in
team?
Well,
PSG?
Yeah,
PSG.
yeah.
Kvaratskhelia, Dembele,
Mm,
and do it.
Vitinha ruined
mm,
us.
mm.
No, Doué didn't do nothing, bro. Them 3 players
Okay.
killed us.
So
But Madrid, there was nobody.
so what we're saying is,
Yeah.
all right,
Mm.
I would rather get a player from the team that destroyed us than the team that didn't.
No, I'm just going off reputation here and what he's
Hear
done,
that?
man.
No, but
He's
you
a
know what? The
serial
thing is,
winner, bro.
I'm
How?
not saying I
What
don't.
has
I'm
he
not saying I
done?
don't
He
want
ain't done
Rodrigo. I'm
nothing.
not
He
saying I
ain't
don't
done
want
nothing.
Rodrigo. By the way, right? I'm not saying that. But the point is that Rodrigo, for him to leave, he needs to go and be the man somewhere else. He's not going to go and necessarily be the man at PSG. He's
No
not.
way.
Like,
No way.
imagine it, right? You got to understand that the way
The
that they
disrespect
play
is
right
crazy.
now, the way
The
they play right
disrespect is
now,
crazy.
the way they play right now is they don't necessarily need to start any of them, right? So you're right. They don't. None of them are guaranteed to start. But he
Two of them
doesn't
are.
want that. He wants the certainty.
Could he
He
be
Two of
the
wants the
them
man
are
at
certainty.
Arsenal?
They
guaranteed.
won't
Could
Let's
he
give
be
be
him
the man at
honest.
Arsenal?
What's
Rodrigo.
that?
Could he be the man at Arsenal?
Yeah.
We're not getting Rodrigo, bro.
No, I'm not saying
PSG and
we are.
Liverpool ain't
Was
offering,
that the
man.
main
Wait,
link? I
wait,
thought that was the
wait,
main link.
There's been talks. Why is that not a
Bosses
possibility?
are having it, boy.
What's talking
I'm not
We ain't
saying we
getting him. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying we're getting Rodrigo, but we're speculating, right?
Anything
And
is possible.
and BB asked, would he be the man? And I think he would. I think he'd do very well at Arsenal, right? Because the thing is what we lack at Arsenal is someone who's got the athleticism and the football
Noni,
brain. We've got the
Noni,
football brain, right, in Tross, but we don't have the athleticism. We've got the athleticism in Martinelli, but not the football brain.
Yeah.
He's got both of that. So that's why I think he'll flourish, right?
Yeah.
Do I think right that he's going to destroy every right back out there? No, I don't. But I think in big moments, because of his experience and what he's shown, there will be times that his quality in the final third will mean we'll win games instead of drawing or losing. And I believe.
What about Liverpool though? Would he be the man at Liverpool?
Yeah. I think he'd be good.
I don't know. Because the thing is right. You know, like Diaz is meant to be leaving, right? He's not like for like, right? The way he plays is not like for like.
No.
He's not like for like with Gakpo either. I feel like he can't with the way that Liverpool play, even though it's not as rock and roll as Klopp, there's still a real intensity about the way they play. And I don't know if he can do that for Liverpool. I think he's got the quality, but I don't know if his style will just naturally slot in for Liverpool.
The question is, who drops out for him to drop in? Trimmer, it's your team, bro. Like, who comes out for Rodrigo to come into the side as a regular?
Well, to be fair, we equally, as far as how it looks, we play Diaz and we play Gakpo out there, and they pretty much play the same amount of games. It kind of works out because sometimes one of them's injured. So I've never seen one person predominantly play over the other. Gakpo was killing it at the start of the season, and then all of a sudden Diaz came and both of them scored double figures. So whether the question is, can more so about who's the man, can Rodrigo contribute in a similar fashion or outdo those two, if you get what I'm saying? He's a very intelligent player and he's played with the best. So, it'll be cool, but I haven't seen him. How many goals did he score? He as far as I'm aware, he hasn't scored that many goals to be on my radar.
He's naturally a left-sided player, right? Mm-hmm. So I think if he'd have been playing there, you would probably seen the best of him. But Vinny, I mean, what can you do, man? Vinny Jr. is there. You're not going to play.
Okay, fair enough. So, but I don't know whether, because we went away from Liverpool to come back to Liverpool. It's nice to talk about us and that, but I feel like it's really important for us to get through and talk about other players and other teams as well. So,
I don't want to talk about us. That's why, bro.
No.
Oh man!
Look. Let's hear me out. Liverpool were top last season. That's done. But after that, as we know, 10 points after was Arsenal. So what does it take for Arsenal now to move on to become, or to either close that gap? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's been things you've got Zubimendi.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Right, we finished second, third time in a row. Yeah, if we want to get it over the line and finish top, you don't go and get rid of Partey and bring in Norgard. That's number one. Norgard, he's a decent player, but he's no Partey in terms of quality. Okay, that's the first thing. Zubimendi was meant to be in addition to, so I'm not counting him as a replacement for anybody. Yeah. So that's the first thing. Then you've got Gyökeres that everybody's raving about, that I just honestly cannot get excited about. I can't. Just simply because don't get me wrong. I hope he comes in and hits the ground running and does the business. I really do. But he did what he did in Portugal. He's got a similar record there to Darwin Núñez.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't get
Nah.
carried away and say he's going to come in and do this and do that and the other. People say, yeah, but he's played in England before. Yeah, he played in the Championship. The step up to the Premier League from the Championship is a
Different
big
one.
step up. Completely different. It's
Yeah.
way faster. You get way less time on the ball. It's probably a bit less physical, but in terms of the speed and everything, it's different. Defenders in the Premier League are different gravy. So
yeah.
You know,
let's see how that.
Sorry. Let me. So it could be question. He played in the Championship. That's very fast. That's very physical. The Championship is way more physical than the Premier. Sorry. So I don't.
And he was at Coventry as well.
No, it doesn't. The pace is different. I was listening to Troy Deeney. Hang on, hear me out. No, it's the pace of the game. I was listening to Troy Deeney on the pod the other day, and he was saying his first game in the Premier League, he was thinking to himself, well, I scored 30 in the Championship. He said, at least I'm going to get 15 in the Prem.
Yeah.
He said, first game, he said he ran for the ball and he was ahead of John Stones. He said, and the next minute I was behind him and I was still running as fast as I could. He couldn't believe the difference in pace of the players, but also pace of the game, the way the ball zips about, and it's just different. You can't compare the two.
Yeah, I hear that.
He also took his goals average down to 5. He said,
But let's listen to this. Listen to what Buckstar said. He's talking about Troy Deeney and Gyökeres.
Oh no! I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're on the same level. I'm trying to explain to you the difference between Championship and Prem. It's a big difference. It is a big difference. How many teams come? How many teams come up and go straight back down again? Yeah, it happens all the time. Happens all the time.
You know what's mad though? I would say this, and I cover the Champ in it, so I know about Champ. But he was never the guy. I never heard about this guy until he went Sporting.
Yeah.
As much as he going to Coventry and that, no one was saying, "Oh, you need to get this job for this guy." So
otherwise he would have directly got the deal.
Yeah, someone would have grabbed him from early.
Nah, man, that Coventry season, he was pulling up numbers.
He got 27 goals or something. I think he got
goals and assists, not just goals, goals and assists. He was carrying Coventry. They didn't go up in the playoffs. They lost in the final, but he was.
I remember that. Actually, do you know what? Honest to God, I watched that final, and the reason why, because we had a player on loan there. I think it was Norton Cruffy or Brooks Norton or something like that. We had a player on loan there, so I decided to watch it. And I was like, because he didn't start, he came on. I don't know why he didn't start, but he came on. And I thought, why didn't this guy start? And he I was like, he looked decent. Then a couple seasons later, he's at Portland and slapping it. I was like, wait, is that guy? But for me personally, Pyro, what are you doing, bro? See, this is what I mean. I told you. I told you he was in a horror movie, right? And now
I told him don't investigate.
Now look, I told you, it's mad. It's mad.
But just going back to it, so because I was only partway through my little rant about Arsenal this summer, yeah. Okay, next thing we're hearing, Noni Madueke. What the hell is going on there? I don't want him at Arsenal. He doesn't need to come there. I hope this Eze transfer goes through. I think Eze, I'll be happy with Eze, don't get me wrong. But I feel we're not finished. I feel we need more. To close that gap on Liverpool, we finished 10 points behind them, man. You know what I mean? I feel we need a bit more than what we've got.
Definitely say
who comes in if Ødegaard gets injured? Who comes and plays there? Because I hear Nwaneri's on his way. That's the other thing.
Nah, I've seen stuff that said it's not like they're more positive now. The conversations are much more positive. So I don't think we'll lose one year. I don't think we will.
Not positive.
I think they're more than likely going to bump his money and give him a longer contract.
I think they'll make some promises. I think what they'll do is they'll say, look, I have a certain squad and I'm going to play my whole squad. As long as they're fit, I'm going to play my whole squad. Historically, people get fit. get injured. We also, I want to be in as many competitions as possible. You will get played.
Yeah.
We're going to manage your minutes to ensure that, you know, that your development is there, but you will get played.
Correct.
And I think personally, like, he's Arsenal, so he wants to stay. I think he just wants that kind of guarantee. But I think he'll stay.
But yeah,
Like,
Why
can
do
I
you
ask
think he
you
wasn't getting played?
what? Yeah, this is the question. This is the
What's that?
big
Why wasn't he
question.
playing? Why was he
What's
coming
that?
on at 80 minutes? What's that about?
Madness.
You know what?
Madness.
Again, like, I'm not saying anything, because you know what? Like, two things. First of all, we don't know what are in people's contracts. You know, we don't know, and contracts do play a large part of why people get played at certain times, and if they get played at all. Like, he might have a mad bonus that would have been if he made played a certain amount of minutes, etc. Also, we don't know how he's performing in training, what his attitude was like. We don't know none of that, right? So
Well, we knew what Odegaard was
I don't
performing like.
personally, right? I don't genuinely believe, like, you know, there's coaches on this, and I know generally, as a coach, even if there's a player that, you know, I don't like the way they play, but they can win me the game, I'm bringing them on, right? Unless there's an attitude problem, or there's some issue, some other issue, I'm going to play them. So I just don't think that he felt there was contributed. The third thing is probably maybe to manage his minutes, right? Because I think, like, other than Lewis Skelly, like, he was one of the highest played 18-year-olds in the league. So it might have been that. I do believe there were times that he should have been brought on earlier in games, and it might have just been Arteta being fearful or not knowing what to do and saying, should I bring off Odegaard? Should I bring off Odegaard? Should I bring off Martinelli? Should I bring off Martinelli? And just not knowing, and then delaying, and then bringing him on. But I don't think it's because, like, that he doesn't rate him. I think that he rates him, but he probably sees a game and thinks, do you know what? It could go well, but it could go really the other way because he's naive. Do you know what I mean?
It's the thing that annoys me about Arteta. You got to take risks. That's number one. You got to take risks. And I mean, we're talking about, we don't know how good Ranieri was in training. I know how bad Odegaard was on the pitch. That in the games, in the actual games. Why was he on the pitch for 80 minutes? I don't know. And you need to try something different. And he just wasn't getting the game time. It was weird. Defenders would be coming on ahead of him. It's like mad. Like, what is going on? So I can understand why he's stalling on signing. I can totally understand it. But I don't want to lose a player like that. I really don't. I'd rather not get Madueke and keep Nwaneri and let him play us back up to Saka or Odegaard, whoever, you know, or you know, Saka and Odegaard don't need to play every game. They don't need to start every game.
No.
There's games where you can rest them.
He took the risk with Lewis Skelly, and it showed, and
Yeah.
it worked.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Like, you know what? If that it's always hindsight, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
obviously.
if he played the risk, it's like, why are you taking off? Why are you playing this guy? You don't know what he's doing. If you did, then he'd done it. Like, and I think, like, the reality is that if you put that pressure on an 18-year-old to deliver when you need him to, then maybe they might crumble, right? I think Lewis Skelly's mentally, you could see he can handle anything you throw at him. And Ranieri might need to be built up a little bit, right? I think there's certain players, you throw them in the deep end and you know they got it. And some players, like, actually, they have to come back for it. Because even if you look at someone like Saka, mentally, where he is now, he looks unbreakable.
No, of course, yeah.
Before,
100%.
You know what I'm not having it, though? I'll tell you why I'll tell you why I'm not having it. If that was the case, Liverpool wouldn't be looking at Nwaneri. Chelsea wouldn't be looking at him. You would not have these big clubs. They know, these clubs do their homework. They know about the mentality of these players, and they would not be interested if his mentality was so fragile.
But I don't.
I think it's Arteta,
like,
bro.
But any team will see someone doing really well and think, oh, let me grab him. Let me grab that player. He's young and he looks very good. He scored 7 goals last season, and you're like, do you know what? 18-year-old, and don't even use Chelsea as a benchmark, because
Yeah,
Chelsea
maybe not.
buy
Maybe Chelsea
young.
was a bad
They buy
example.
everyone. They buy everyone, right? Chelsea buy
But look, by
everyone.
Liverpool though.
It's like, oh, he's young. He's done good. Let's buy him. He's young. He's done good. Let's buy him. Have you seen him? I don't care. He's young. I've seen the stats. Buy him. That's what
And
it's
you know
like.
the mad thing, they know if it don't work out, we'll come and buy them, innit?
Nah, not the young ones. It's always the older ones. Man, the UK is the first young one we're gonna get. every time it's just, yeah, we'll take the olders. We got any vets lying around? Yeah, we'll take one of your vets, mate. Yeah, the good
Silva,
old
he's not there
times.
anymore. Oh, what a shame.
Back to the initial question.
He's retired. What, like last season or the season before? Is he's still good to go? We'll take him.
Yeah,
That's
but
what it's like.
back to the initial question. I was just asking, what does it take to bridge the gap? And
I said my piece. I'm gonna let someone else say this.
I hear you, and but I do struggle with, being an outsider and seeing the decisions made by Arteta. I just think to myself, when you do have absolute bad boy ballers like Nwaneri, and then you're playing an injured Saka, I just think, what's going on? And then you see what was going on with, like was mentioned regarding Odegaard. I'm just like, why?
But you know what? There's loads of factors, and just to close out on this, there's loads of factors, and that we don't see to say why. There's the obvious ones that we think why, because we're thinking, oh, he played all right, he looked active, boom, boom, boom. Why doesn't he come on? Why doesn't he do this? There's other ones. It might be part of the contract negotiation, like, you're not signing a new contract. We're trying to talk to you about your contract, and you're not signing. You're not coming to the table. So you need to sit on the bench and until you're ready to come to the table. There could be numerous factors that we just don't know. But the point is, personally, I reckon Arsenal aren't as far away as like most fans would make it out to be. Like, I think we have to put into context, right, that our team is lacking about 2 world-class players and a bigger squad, right? So if we get, a current world-class, I'm not saying he's overall world-class, like a forward like Gyökeres, right? A bagsman, someone who's just going to get on the end of it. I know he won't get 59 goals this season, but just having someone who's going to be just chasing those balls, getting on the end, who's going to get into those pockets, right? Anyway, don't be so childish. then that's the difference. That, for me, that's going to make a massive difference to the team, the way we play, how we push teams back, and it means it might create more space for other players, or it might create space for for him to actually score. And having a Zubimendi, right? So someone who sets the tempo, who doesn't take as much risk as Partey, but he's an excellent passer of the ball, sets the tempo, great interceptor statistically, and has, ties with former players, Odegaard and Marino. I think that lifts the level. I think, a year under the belt for Lewis Skelly. I think
Don't forget about Eze. I hear the bids coming.
Yeah. And then when we add that football IQ up front, that is going to be the difference. Because imagine, Gyökeres is just a battering ram. He's not a smart player, but he's just, I want to score. If he dies, he dies, right? If that's all it is, right? Then you've got smart players like a Saka and Eze on each side, and they're just feeding the football, right, to the player. That's it. That's all you need. Yeah, I have to explain it, the football, right? The football,
gosh.
right?
I just worry that our style of play, which is very much possession based, is not the style of play that Gyökeres is used to playing in. He's used to running in behind. We don't play like that.
Yeah,
I was
So
just
yeah.
that's
gonna
my
say
only
that.
worry with it. Is he going to gel into the system? That's my big
Your
concern.
game's
That
gonna
was
have to
my
change.
concern as well.
Your game's gonna have to change because now
Yeah,
you've got a
if
big
he
number
scores
nine.
that many
Yeah,
goals,
yeah,
But
100%.
we'll use an example. We'll use an example. Haaland, right? Remember when he first went to Man City? They kept on like not passing. He's making these runs. Like, why is no one fucking passing me the ball? Right? Now, they are a possession team. But he was a person that I'm trying to get in behind. I'm trying to run. I'm trying to do that. Now, could we adapt our game? Now, what I would say as well, and where actually we wouldn't need to massively adapt our game is people such as Eze, Odegaard, and even Saka to an extent. We play the highest volumes of through balls, right? The highest volumes of through balls. Now, if you've just got someone who's trying to get on the end of those through balls, then all of a sudden, the Odegaard might start to look good. Do you know what I mean? Like he might start to look like actually someone's getting on the end of these passes that I'm making instead of someone who's just trying to circulate the play and retain possession. So
I wish
for
we had a
me,
young Ozil in this team. A young Ozil in this team. I wish we had that in there.
yeah.
That
But
was just perfect.
I thought the whole point of having a creative midfielder was to actually play those balls that actually, get to a player like someone like Gyökeres. So I thought he would be the perfect fit if you lot changed something. You have to change it because what's the point? You lot are dying for a strike. The game's changed as well. Everybody was playing with this false nine. The only team that really changed first was, even though they were the ones that started playing with the false nine first, was City. But then when they got Haaland, they flipped it again. But no one really followed that. You get what I'm saying? Everyone's still trying to play with a false nine, and I think it's time to
Yeah, Pep's very clever at that. He changes things before anyone else. He'll change things completely before anyone. He's the first one who started playing with 4 centre backs at the back. He was the first one to do it, and he's very ahead of the game like that. Pep.
I think as well. To come back to when we was talking about, sorry, I think it was Beefy that said, or someone said, what would Liverpool do? Because they need to play both Konate and Gahey. If we do get him, would be playing 3 at the back. Sorry to even go back to that, but that pops back into my mind. Apologies. But yeah,
Has Slot played that before? Has he played 3 at the back before?
in
PS3 was it?
Yeah, he did that before a couple of times. So
okay,
it doesn't matter. And also we've got Kirkes, and we've also got Frimpong as well.
Who naturally do that.
That absolutely be a madness. So what you?
Yeah, but you've lost something though. You realise you've lost something because you've lost passing. That delivery from Trent.
Oh boy,
actually, that the perfect exit.
Different class.
Mm-hmm.
Different class. It's true. I feel that the amount of assists that Trent used to get, I think you will miss that a little bit.
No, I think
he would just come up with something different.
He's a class player. He's an absolutely amazing footballer. At the end of the day, so that it's gonna be missed. But what do you do? Do you now have someone that actually can defend? You know what I mean? Or defend better. He wasn't terrible coming towards the end of that season, if I'm being honest. He played a lot better defensively, Trent. But at the end of the day, you tell me, who would you prefer to have as a right-sided defender? Would you prefer to have Trent or would you prefer to have Frimpong?
Honestly, I'd take Trent.
A defender. I'm talking about not a footballer.
Not getting forward. Oh, just someone. So they have to. So someone. If you just said, okay, you got to stay at the back now and don't get forward. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of. I haven't seen enough of Frimpong. If I'm honest, I haven't. I can't really comment.
Frimpong basically plays as a right winger for Leverkusen. He wasn't anywhere near the defensive third for any of the build up or the creating opportunities.
I think sometimes they played him in the front 3.
Yeah, he was very
They,
much.
they was doing a Mazzoline with him still. They was, doing both parts. He was
Okay.
doing the right back, right
But
wing
then
back.
we've got those three centre backs. We've got three centre backs, and some are just going to come and do the shoestring. Kirk has come back because he's on the far side, and then we've got three. Who's going there? What do you want? Oh, what you're going to go against? You're going to put the ball in the air. Who's won the most aerials? Kanate. Oh, you're going to try and play against on the left hand side. You've got Van Dijk, and then you have Mark on the other side. I don't know if I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be very, very interesting if we do play the front three. I really do think. But I said, sorry to even go back to that, but it was just on my mind thinking about it. Yeah, and then someone from the midfield loses out as well, I guess.
Yeah, if you go free.
Oh well, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. What I wanted to ask was, I think JR will return shortly, but regarding Chelsea's transfers and all of that, what's going on with Chelsea at the moment? What we saying?
Well, we signed Liam Delap for a release clause of 30 million, which I thought was. I wasn't all for it at the time, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
But I didn't. Well, at the time, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not too bad. It's only 30 mil. Like, they got relegated and stuff. He's definitely a good player. If he can score 12 for Ipswich, he can score more than 12 for Chelsea, surely, if he plays all the games. And then I got a bit confused because I still saw that we was in talks with João Pedro. And obviously we've ended up signing him and he's joined the group in the Club World Cup. And he clearly knew that he was going to be signed because he said in the interview that even though he was on holiday, he brought his personal trainer with him. So that's why he's fit enough to play in these games. So he was super ready for that transfer to go through. And it paid off. It paid off yesterday because obviously he scored 2 bangers to get us through to the Club World Cup final. Yeah. So
better than Nicholas Jackson, me tell you that.
Better than stupid man Jackson, because again he then came on the pitch and
do you know what makes it worse? His facial expressions do me right in. That Nicholas Jackson's face when he does something, when he didn't square the ball to fucking what's his name?
Obama. He went absolutely
it was so simple.
But it's because João Pedro scored 2, but it's the mentality thing, yeah? He's been letting us down because he got sent off against Newcastle, which nearly cost us the top 4 because we lost that game and that was a must-win game at the time. Luckily, we got top 4. The game that we lost in the Club World Cup was another game that he got sent off. So he got suspended for 2 or 3 games. So now it's like your position in the team was dependent on your fuck-ups. No one else's. Yeah? And now that we've signed players because we needed the attacking reinforcement because we had to rely on you way too much last season. Now those players are showing like, come on, that's not the answer. And they're willing to show us that. He comes on the pitch and tries to do too much, and all he has to do is square it. He looks good, he gets an assist, boom. No, instead, he does the stupidest thing ever, tries to shoot. And if you are going to shoot, you have to make sure that you score, because I'm not being funny. If what's it called, go and score, if Fluminense go and score at any point after he did that, and it goes 2-1 and it goes a bit shaky, he's going to look like an idiot because that was the chance to end the game. That didn't happen, but that was the whole point of it. So yeah, João Pedro definitely done his thing. Even the half an hour that he played in the game before, I was like, this like he looks serious. He's very aggressive. Yeah, he's very aggressive. He wins his duels. He's a pressing machine as well. So it definitely suits the system. He's technically miles better than Jackson as well. Because then when Jackson came on, I'm seeing simple passes and man can't make a pass. So I'm like, this is what I had to put up with for 2 years. And the thing is, he was actually scoring goals.
Oh, there you go. What does it? Right, so hear this now. So what does it? What does Chelsea now have to do? What does Chelsea now have to do to be able to develop that next step up? What does that look like to you as a Chelsea fan?
What it looks like to me is we definitely need a goalkeeper. That is not something.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's
it's not a mystery. It's not a mystery. Everyone can see it. Everyone can see it. Even yesterday, when Cucurella clears that one off the line, he should have just come out and swept up, and he's just chilling on the line doing nothing. Lets the striker get to the ball. The striker clips it round him or through his legs or something. Cucurella clears it off the line. It's just like small things. That was when we were 1-0. That makes the game go 1-1. Now Cucurella saved him because he should have came and claimed the ball, but he didn't. And it's like, no. That's why I'm very annoyed about the Mike Maitland thing.
What about Kelleher, man? I was shocked that Chelsea didn't go in for Kelleher. He's quality, bro.
No,
he's a quality keeper.
No,
when Alisson was injured, you didn't.
What do you mean? How can I say
man?
We won the league because of Kelleher.
When Alisson was out, as good as Alisson is,
Kelleher has never been a number one goalkeeper.
As good as Alisson is, you didn't even notice he wasn't gone when Kelleher came in. He came in and bro.
That's his job. That's his role. He's the number 2. When the number 1 goes out, you have to make it seem as if you are the number 1. That doesn't mean you
Chelsea got a better
one.
keeper now. Have Chelsea got a better keeper than Kelleher right now?
Hell no.
I was going to say,
but that's not our aspirations. That's what you asked me. The question was, what do you need to take the next step to go to win titles? You're telling me Kelleher is the next step to win a title.
Who do you want, though, guy? Who do you think should be in there? Who do you think Chelsea should go back?
I wanted Mike Maignan. I did, because one, he's a bit out of the profile. I wanted them to show a statement of intent of, you know what, this position, we're not gonna go and get someone that's under 23. We're gonna go and get a goalkeeper that's older with experience, French international, captain for his club side. That's what we're going to go and get. So that's why I was more annoyed. I was like, it's not even just about his expertise as a goalkeeper, it's his leadership. He's a number 1. He's been the number 1 for France since Hugo Lloris has not played for France. So I'm like, that's what you're looking for. I don't want I don't need no random goalies from like Robert Sanchez, and that is like Spain's 3rd choice goalkeeper, 4th choice goalkeeper. Why do I want? He weren't even Brighton's keeper, so it was like, why would he was like 3rd choice at Brighton? So I had no idea how he's been 3rd choice at Brighton and 1st choice at Chelsea. It makes no sense to me at all.
Crazy.
It's absolute madness, and he makes errors, and he makes big errors that lead to goals.
He's on a Nana. Him and Nana go for like lunch and all that. They're on.
Sanchez made 5 errors.
Throw it in the goal and don't feel no way. Catch it and dash it in the goal.
Dash it.
What did I do?
They think I'm stupid. This is where it's meant to be. Goal.
2
ball, goal. Cool.
So man, he's not a commanding presence. He makes everyone in the stadium shaky. I've witnessed it first.
There's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than a keeper that makes you nervous. Like when we had Almunia. When we had Almunia, I was nervous every game.
Every game. Not just the team. Not just the team. The whole stadium. I'm there at Stamford Bridge, sitting there, the ball goes back, and everyone universally in the stadium goes, it's mad. It's mad. And the thing is, he must be able to feel that tension in the crowd. He must be able to.
Yeah, definitely. They hear what goes on in the stands.
It doesn't stop him from doing his stupidness. It doesn't stop him.
They're right there. They're just there, you know. You know, like them man that you know them man that what's it called? What's it called? Sugar's gone. But you know when they shoplift in front of the security guard. looking at the security guard, but they're putting things in their pocket and walking out and putting their socks, putting extras in their socks. Why?
Yeah, man.
And Mars bar.
Mad. But moving on from that, we've signed Jamie Gittens as well.
Yeah.
Who is a very from what I've seen, he's a very Maresca type winger. Stays high and wide on the left. That is what he just likes, going at players, being strong 1v1. That's it. That's his whole game. Obviously, he fits the profile because he's young. He's English as well, so it helps with
Chelsea will be better. Chelsea will be better next season. I'm sure of it. I'm sure Chelsea will be better next season.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too.
Well, you got Jamie Gittens, you got João Pedro, you got in
Liam
Delap, Mamadou Sarr.
Mamadou Sarr, I don't know that much about him. Obviously, he's come from the FIFA
Esteval Willian.
Esteval, well, obviously we just played against him and obviously scored a good goal.
Right.
So that's probably why where Noni was like, "Raw, man, can't really do those things there." You get me?
And
let me get out of here, cause
let him go to Arsenal.
You know what? Arsenal let Martinelli do strippiness for years. Let me go over there. Like they're just.
Do you know what it is? You see with the whole Madueke thing, it's like you can fight it, but it's gonna happen anyway. That's how I feel. I feel vexed. I want to fight it, but I know there's nothing I can do about it, man. It's just gonna happen.
It's because of the Club World Cup, and obviously we've gone very far in the competition. It probably would have been done by now.
Yeah,
I feel like the only reason they're not doing it is
right.
because he's in the squad and he can play.
Yeah.
And to be
bro,
fair,
can we talk about Madueke, bro? I honestly, it makes me vexed every time, bro. I don't really want to talk about that guy, man. He's a B-Tech Gervinho, bro. He's a B-Tech Gervinho. Yes.
Can I ask what our thoughts on City's players? Can I ask what we're thinking about City? City done some work in the transfer market quite early as well, didn't they?
Did some early work.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they got Tajani Reinders, Ryan Sterky,
Bettinelli.
Bettinelli, yeah, for their third choice goalkeeper.
Do you think that City are going to do better than they did? City came back with a vengeance, though. I can't lie.
They did, yeah.
They also did lose to Al Hilal. So
the fall off was bad though.
The best Premiership fall off. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much.
The drop off was bad, but I think
who I thank the most, and she's my favorite chick. His
wife.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, Rodri got another.
Sorry,
Rodri had another setback. You know that he had another setback. You know, Rodri. I think without Rodri, City ain't winning the league without Rodri. It's just not happening. Not happening.
I've never known a team to rely on one player so much, though. It's
crazy, isn't it?
When you
but shows how good he is.
And for Pep as well, Pep don't normally have one player like that. But he organizes. He's the general in the whole of that middle part.
But the thing is, it's normally a forward player that you rely on. It's normally a forward, isn't it? It's not usually a DM.
It's not a DM.
Nah.
He's bossing.
But yeah, he's had another setback, hasn't he? So
what about United? What are we saying about United? What's United saying? They only got 2 players in.
Please let them sign Calvert-Lewin, man. Please.
Cunha
and Diego Leon.
That's it.
They're trying to scrape up. They're starting a GoFundMe page to get the Mbeumo deal over the line, innit?
They just don't have the pulling power no more. They don't have the pulling power. I think the 2 players from Sporting they would have wanted to get as the gaffer from Sporting was. I think they would have obviously liked the 2 players, but they're both gone. Yeah, his 2 players.
Newcastle. To be fair, there hasn't been too much going on in the transfer market. I know it's still a couple of days in and that, but
Kudus has gone Tottenham now, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's
okay.
That's more or less done.
How is Kudus going Tottenham and we're getting the bloody Madueke? How is that happening?
Wild.
This guy, man,
Oh,
raking
man.
on this guy's brain, boy.
When I saw that I could have signed him, I was looking, thinking, why are we not going for this guy? Like,
Yeah.
it's similar money as well.
Yeah.
It's like, why not just go and get Kudus, bro? He's quality player. Now he plays for the enemy, so I can't like him now.
But yeah, Tottenham, Spurs. What's going on? Anything going on with Spurs?
No.
No, what they've got.
Elanga, innit? Elanga going Newcastle.
Yeah, he's got Newcastle,
innit?
innit?
He with his little private jet going to Newcastle, so I think
They
they're
didn't
trying to
keep-
tie
they
that
didn't
one up.
keep Werner.
Hmm?
They let Werner go back at the end of his loan.
Yeah.
Who?
So that wasn't, but he weren't doing nothing.
Timo.
They got Mathis Tell, Kevin Danzo. Who else we got?
Got a new manager.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for them.
That's the biggest thing, yeah. That is that is the biggest thing. And
You
that
don't know
was the
how
right
badly I
choice.
wanted Ants to stay. I wanted Ants to stay so
Yeah,
badly.
same. That's same.
They done Ants dirty, bro.
No, they didn't.
They,
No, they
they
didn't.
never.
No,
They
didn't.
never.
No, they
No,
didn't.
they
No
didn't.
way.
No,
Come
they
on,
didn't,
man.
bruv. They finished 17th.
Yeah, it's bad.
17th. There's no, bruv.
Has there ever been a team that's done that? Is there ever been a team that's
No,
done
hell
17th?
no.
No.
Has there
They, do you know? I feel like they don't deserve to be in the Champions League. I don't care what they won. They finished 17th, man.
Is that
Bloody
salty
hell,
though?
mate.
Is that a salty thing? Is that like a
No, it's the Champions League, and they finished 17th.
What?
That's
17th
unheard
is
of.
mad.
Just above the bottom three, who were the worst three teams in the league, obviously. But
And
One
in
of
any
them-
other
one of the three
season,
teams-
in any other season, they get
Nah.
relegated.
Yeah.
Yes,
Any
you
other
get
season,
me.
they get
Did
relegated.
they even get 40 points? Bruv?
No.
No, they didn't. No, they
No,
didn't.
bro. I don't know. If it weren't United, if it was anyone else that weren't United that were playing them, they would have lost. They would have found a way.
It was like football
Yeah.
judge. Because I don't know how they got away with that. How do you
Yeah,
not get relegated?
listen.
How do you not get relegated and get Champions League?
After watching them win that, bring back letting Champions League teams drop into Europa League. Bring it back, because this can't happen.
Yeah?
This is
Is that what you're
ridiculous.
saying?
Yes,
no,
yes, they won the
man.
easy version of the Europa
I like
League,
this.
bro.
I like this.
I like this version as well.
Do you know what it is? If you're gonna do this version, then you should qualify for the Europa League again next season, not the Champions League. Come on, bro.
Nah. Yeah, if you win it, you have to
What?
go
What?
up,
What?
man.
No, you don't need to go up. It's not a
It's
league. It's a cup.
progression. When you win the championship, you go into the Prem. You don't
That's a
stay
league.
in the championship.
That league and cup is not the same thing. It's two different
Champions
things.
League is the Champions
It's two different things, bro. It's two different things. It's two
the
different
Europa
things. No.
League. It's the league of the Europans.
Yeah, until you get to the knockout stage, and then all of a sudden it's a cup again.
Well, I can't do nothing about that part. But I'm just saying, innit? That's what they
Nah,
call it.
if you do well in the Europa League, you go to the knockout phase. That's your well done. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm sorry, bro. It's a weak version of the Europa League. A weak version.
So let me ask: has the game finished? Has the
4-0.
4-0? They got a conking.
Yeah.
They got a conking. Imagine that 4-0. Good on you, Trent. Well done,
Yeah.
Trent. You made the
Leave
right
him
decision.
play, man. Leave
We
the
got,
guy
Yeah,
we
you
got
play.
paid 10
They're
mil for
not
them to
looking
get that.
good, bruv.
We got paid
Leave
10
the
mil for
guy
that.
alone. Leave him
Love it.
alone.
They've earned more than 10 mil in this competition. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah,
Man.
they
And lost.
definitely have.
And
They got like 60 mil, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they could have got 60 mil and still kept him. No, that's cool. But yeah, so happy days, love it. But so
You
what?
forget
Chelsea.
shirt sales and all that as well. Don't forget they've made their Trent money back, bro. Don't
Easy.
worry.
Yeah.
Easy.
Well, it was only 10 mil anyway, wasn't it?
Exactly.
And they
He
only
was
got
there for
and
free.
they
We
they
know,
only
right?
got 10 mil because they wanted to use him for the Club World
They
Cup.
wanted to get him early, yeah. They wanted to use
Do you know how I see it? I don't see it as a bad move for Madrid. I see it as good business for Liverpool. Liverpool got an extra 10 mil for nothing.
For
Not
Basically.
extra. They got lucky.
What is luck?
They got lucky because if Madrid weren't in the Club World Cup, they
They
wouldn't have
wouldn't
paid
have,
you
they would have
anything.
just got him on a free.
They would have, yeah.
It would have been no
but
paper.
they are in the Club World Cup.
And you got 10
Yeah.
mil for it. because they weren't
No,
And because they are, you got money, but that has nothing to do with you. So that's luck.
Why doesn't it? Oh, is it not going into our account? I think it goes. I think that's what you're talking about.
Real
I don't even want to argue.
LFC holdings.
I don't even
Real
want to
Madrid
argue.
being in the Club World Cup has nothing to do with Liverpool. But you benefited. But you benefited from that because they gave you 10 mil to get Trent
Love it.
early.
And he's gone. So I love it.
Fair.
So
You
what are we
don't love
saying
it, though.
about?
You don't love it. You don't love
Why
it.
don't
We
I
can
love
all
it?
see it. We can all see
What
the
don't I
hate,
love?
the steam
No,
coming off your head.
we're listening to the hater now. We're
Oh,
listening to
man.
the hater now.
I'm
think it's
staying
gonna
out of
be
this one. That.
We're doing all right. I think we're doing all right. I think
Nah,
we're doing...
you said good. Real Madrid, good. Fuck you, Trent.
Yeah, they're out. They're out. They're out. They're out. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Leave the boy alone, man.
I don't get it. I don't mind. I'm all right with it, if I'm being honest. There's a bit of a vein coming up. But, yeah. But like I said, regarding the actual final, who do we think is going to win the final?
Chelsea.
Oh, not to say
Let's see what Cairo says.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
go on.
obviously.
Okay.
Got rep his
Based
team.
on Rory
To be fair, they did just beat a team with 4 40-year-olds in it. But well done, by the way.
What does that mean? What does that mean to
Their
me?
goalkeepers like 8. Their goalkeepers 8 months younger than your manager, bro. Like they got 4 40-year-olds. 4.
And thank you.
4.
And thank you. I don't mind. I never told Inter to lose. I never told Man City to lose. I never told that to happen.
A little bit loud.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'm just saying. PSG is no Fluminense, bro.
It's all right,
Trust
man.
me.
Nonny's gonna be in a red shirt real soon, man, and you can be happy.
Sorry, so Beefy, don't worry about it because Kyra's having a moment. But Beefy, what are your thoughts, my brother? Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think is gonna win the
Why am I
final?
having a moment? Why am I having a moment? Because I said my team's gonna win. So I say my team's gonna win, and that means I'm having a moment.
He's thinking with his heart, not his head.
Guy, he sucked you in there, boy. He sucked you in, definitely tucked. Yeah, both. For me, the way I'm seeing PSG moving at the minute,
Yo,
can't look past that. Can't.
Beefy, my brother, if they can beat Real Madrid 4-0, what does that mean? What kind of plan is that going to be?
I've just witnessed an assassination, like literally,
especially
an assassination. It was bad.
And we just spoke about the goalkeeper scenario at Chelsea.
You know what? Yeah.
Imagine that. The keeper's going to score for them.
You know what? I got worth it, man. That's a good one still because Timo made bare good saves today and it didn't matter.
No difference, bro. It's over.
Yeah,
look, the reason why I would like for Chelsea to win is because it's a British club. I'll always support that. You get what I'm saying?
You don't want to see that gold badge on our kit for 4 years. I'm telling you that right now.
I think it would be good. I think it would be good for us, especially the fact that you guys are had a difficult season. So to come back and to actually get some what does that mean? Buxter, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by this? What does this mean?
You'll never hear me say I want Chelsea to win anything ever. Ever in my life, mate.
Well, you know for sure that
they're just above Tottenham in how I feel about football clubs, isn't it?
What did I say earlier about Chelsea winning? Why did I say I would like for Chelsea? I said I wanted
British
Chelsea
team. They're a British team.
No, because I would like because otherwise my son would be upset. I ain't got time for that shit. Trying to help him in that. I'm trying to help him put in the drip. The IV. Because he's having. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, but I think it's going to be very, very difficult. It's PSG. It doesn't matter who they play. I don't think it matters who they play. They are on smoke. You get what I'm
Best team in
saying?
the world right now, I reckon.
I agree. The closest. Who do you think was the team that came the closest to actually playing against them? That actually had a. I think no. Didn't Arsenal beat them earlier in the season?
But they lost though. PSG
Yeah,
lost
but
in
we
this
lost in it.
tournament. They
Yeah,
lost in this tournament. They haven't just
I'd
bruck
say
up
the
everyone.
closest to PSG is probably Barcelona. I'd say.
Their game.
Hurts
Did they
me to
actually
say
play
that.
each other? Did they actually play each other?
No, they were on the opposite sides, innit?
What I
Of
was
the
asking was who played the best. Who actually played the best football against PSG this season? If we can recall.
Villa came very close.
Oh,
Yeah.
Villa. Yeah, I forgot about them.
Good shout.
Liverpool played. Liverpool did all right against them as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Liverpool
Nah.
had a good game as well.
That first game they got bruck up.
What was the score?
They did win. Liverpool
was the
did
score?
win. Liverpool
Okay.
did win, but they did get bruck up. But they did win. Harvey Elliott, that was a good goal in that. But that was mad.
Yeah. And then we
Win's a
went
win.
on penalties.
Yeah.
But Aston Villa gave them a good run.
Yeah, good football. I think it was close.
Look, I have faith in my team. I do. I have faith in my team. The only thing that I'm a bit worried about is Caicedo rolled his ankle, and
at the end of the game.
Yeah,
last 5 or 10
it
minutes.
didn't look good, and he had like a I don't know, like kind of like a cast, like a soft cast on his ankle. So I don't know how ready he's gonna be.
Couple painkilling injections, he'll be all right, man.
Yeah, we also need him for next season. So, and I
wanted to run him ragged in this tournament, bro. I hope he plays every minute and it goes to extra time.
Oh yeah, because he's going to be knackered. What happens to Chelsea with all it? Kai, are you aware of what happens with So, for example, you guys are playing all these games and that. What does your preseason look like?
Oh, what preseason? Because I don't know how much of a break these players are going to be allowed, honestly. Because some teams are starting preseason and we're still in last season. We're still in the season.
Yeah.
The season starts a month from now. Like the first game starts a month from now. So the holiday situation, the players' break situation is going to be a very difficult one. Lucky for us, we've got 100 million players on the books. So maybe we send out...
the ones that stayed at home can play.
Yeah. All the loanies.
No matter what, you got Nicholas Jackson, so you're winning.
Chelsea got the biggest team bus in the Premier League, bro. Bro.
It's so wild, isn't it? But yeah, so all right, so just to kind of conclude, so Buckster, you're saying PSG for the final?
I'll not say PSG really. I'll be surprised if they don't win it.
Okay, Beefy.
Yeah, pretty much the same, man. I don't see them. I don't see Chelsea.
I'm definitely. I would like Chelsea to win, but I'm going to say PSG because they're clearly way miles better. And Cairo's saying Chelsea. So yeah, man.
It's written in the stars.
It's written in the stars.
2012 all over again.
I'm gonna give a blow. So winners and losers. What is our winners and losers? So winners and losers are. Is it doing that crackly thing again?
No. Ooh.
It is.
Ooh.
I think.
Oh man, can I go first on this one?
Yes, of course. So and then
I'm going to surprise everybody. The winners are Chelsea. I'll tell you why. All the financial issues you lot had, and you've got away with it. And not only that, you're finding loopholes here, there, and everywhere. And you managed to get out of the shit you were in. And it was looking a bit ropey for a while. So just for that fact, and the fact that you've gone this far in this tournament and clocked up more money, I would say probably Chelsea winners at the moment, like right now.
And your losers?
My losers will probably be.
I've
got to say, I'm going to have to go with my Real Madrid, man. Sad, as hard as it is to say, this Madrid team, I don't know what is going on with it at the moment. Today was an assassination.
No lose.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't know. It's sad for me, you know.
You really like them that much?
Yeah, I've always supported Madrid, bro, from
Is
way
it?
back in the day, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't support
yeah,
them like Arsenal. Don't get me wrong. Like when we beat them, I was laughing. Like, you know what I mean? I'll never. There will never be that.
yeah.
You know, held in that high regard. But they're the next team I look at always, man. Madrid's always.
I don't know. Okay.
Mhm.
Cairo, your winners and losers.
My winners for the week is my beloved Chelsea for once. I don't often get to say that, to be honest.
What's that,
But
son?
to be fair, as well, I'm a very harsh critic when it comes to the way that we play on the pitch. And some of the football that we've been playing in this Club World Cup, I've actually been quite impressed with. So he's changed the system a little bit with certain players and stuff, and I've actually been quite impressed with how the team's been playing. So I have no qualms in that respect. So I will give it to Chelsea, especially with the amount of money that we're making by being in this competition. We have a chance of winning the competition that no one said that we deserve to be there. So if you go out and you show one big performance, it's a one-off game, which Chelsea are very capable of doing.
Yeah, they could be lucky. They could get lucky.
Exactly, and get that win. I don't care how it happens. Make sure you get that win. We're starting to see the leaders of the squad being formed in Enzo, Caicedo, Reece James, Colwell. If all those players can show up for one game, Cole Palmer.
I'm glad you didn't go
never
through the
know.
whole list because there's so many.
Nah,
Who's
but not
the
all
losers,
of
man?
the spine
Yeah,
of
who's
the
the
team.
losers?
I can see the spine of the team is forming, and I like it in the sense of the fight and the passion. And the losers of this week, I'm gonna give it to Real Madrid because they
Proper.
did not even. The hope was for them to take it to extra time and maybe penalties. But
Not even
instead, Asensio and Rudiger basically gave them the game in 40-degree heat in the first 10 minutes. So good luck trying to come back from 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes in 40 degrees. That is too much going on. So they could basically just chill out the rest of the game. And obviously they went and got 2 more after that as well to make it 4-0. So that's not good at all for them. And obviously they got a new manager and stuff. It's like, what can we do here? And then at the first hurdle, it kind of felt like, oh yeah, we're not there. So yeah, I think that was very interesting.
I don't think Madrid is a club for a new manager, and Xavi Alonso is a young manager.
Nah, you gotta be
I think
seasoned.
a club, yeah.
You gotta be seasoned.
That's what I
You gotta
think.
be a GG.
Hmm.
A double OGG. So yeah, okay. So you're beefy. Who are your winners and losers, my brother?
Well, I was gonna put a bit of a spin on it still because
Okay.
I was just gonna say the winners or Chelsea. If Chelsea managed to offload Madueke to Arsenal, they're winning. They are winning.
I'll be back when you finish.
What? He had to actually disappear.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a pause. That's a pause. You wait. He's actually submissive. Man, submissive. Go on then, babe. Just stop. Let me know when you're done. Yo,
I don't want to hear about no Madueke, man. I don't want to hear about this guy, man. I don't want to hear about him.
I had to spin it.
He don't even deserve a shirt number, man. No.
He's better than Martinelli. He is. I swear.
No, he's not. He's not.
I'm being dead serious. He's better
Martinelli
than
scored 15 goals in a Premier League season. What about Madueke? What's his record in the Premier League?
Mate, he's only been here a season, man.
He did it in his second season. No, he's not better than Martinelli. Not only is he not better, they don't play on the same side, man. Come on.
What? You're signing him for the left wing. You're not signing him.
No, we're not. We're signing him for the rights, not the left.
No.
Yes, we are.
Last season we had this issue last season about Sterling, about what Sterling was going to do, and he
Oh,
didn't
that was
even
just a bad idea. That was anyway. That was just a bad idea.
We argued and stopped talking to each other, and he didn't even play.
Right.
Man, it was
And,
bad.
and I suppose very quickly for my losers.
Yeah, well, you'll see.
My quick
He
losers.
didn't play him. Didn't even play him. Signed him in the 11th hour. Didn't even play him. So it was mad.
He
But,
said we'll see. That weren't me. Don't try to put that on me, you know.
yeah, no, you weren't. I'm not trying to put it on. I'm just trying to say that that's what happened. I'm just, there's context to it.
Yeah.
So sorry. And
It's a bad move.
my brother.
Yeah, and the losers obviously it's straightforward, isn't it? If Arsenal take him, yeah, that's not the one. That's not the one. I think listen, all the soundboards, all the Arsenal fans is quite generic. They're all saying the same thing. This guy does not deserve to beat the club, but clearly, like you said, Buckstar, it's so inevitable that it's gonna happen. But you just gotta go. All right, whatever happens.
Yeah,
happen.
there's nothing you can do about it, man.
Inevitable.
Nothing you can do. The only logic I can actually see behind it whatsoever is it's going to be hard to sign any kind of player on the left who's going to be happy to sit on the bench because Saka's going to be starting on the left, on the right. Sorry,
Right,
Saka's
yeah.
going to be starting on the right. He's going to be. So when you got other top players, a lot of them won't want to come because Saka's there. They know Saka is going to start. So that's the only logic I can see is if Saka's injured, we can bring in Madueke. But
Yeah,
I'm clutching at straws here, man. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to.
It's difficult. It's definitely a difficult situation.
And what about you, Trim?
Aren't you up in his salary?
I don't want to talk about it no more, bro.
They're up,
I tried to slide across.
they're up in his salary as well. So if you're paying him more money to sit on the bench, so
Right, I ain't even listening no more, man.
No one has done his dance.
big up Noni, bruv. Not big up Noni, man. It's just you know what it is. I don't hate him. I think he's a good player, but
cool. All right, so my winners and losers, I have to say, I'm just gonna keep it 100. PSG are my winners. Sorry, I take that back. Football is my winner.
My days, good old Jimmy Bullard.
Yeah, not even that. The whole situation. Come on now, like let's be serious about it. It was a huge loss, and we actually and everybody came together. You get what I'm saying? Showed solidarity, all of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So I think football's definitely the winner in that sense.
And everyone's doing this celebration. Even my son played on Saturday. I said to him, what are you doing? I see him bust out the celebration. So I said, no.
Respect.
All up for that. And I see
you can't knock it, man. And I think it's only right. So I was gonna say PSG because they've been the best team throughout the whole season. But when you look at the bigger picture, you get what I'm saying, life's short, innit? So I'm not trying to put a downer in anything, but it is what it is. And and I think for the losers, my losers would definitely be Real Madrid because they got absolutely spanked. It's wow.
They took lash.
But four in the finals, crazy. So I don't know what to say about that. But where are we going here? Like not even competitive. So I'm thinking to myself, the final's going to be crazy, and it is what it is. Gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. Welcome, Beefy. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely smoked it. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Buckstar, big up as well. Cairo, absolutely amazing. Gents, it was actually a pleasure. We're gonna be wrapping it up now, and I think that we I can't wait to see what happens in the transfer market. Now it's gonna start heating up. Obviously, we're gonna start seeing the preseason games coming up as well. So yeah, man, it's been fun. It's been long as well. We don't normally pause. We don't normally have a pod this long, but yeah. So big up. And, I know. I shouldn't have done that. Tiny's gonna make that a short.
He's gonna Yeah.
Good. The way you make me a meme today. So good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Wait, Buckstar's going viral, mate. Buckstar is going viral. And that is that. I don't know what to say. But I hope everybody has an amazing week. And yeah, don't trip. Big
Don't
up.
trip.
Yes.
Blessings.
Big up, big up.
Big boy, double bass, Mika.
Amen.